You're listening to the Business Blueprint on Good Morning Gwinnett, where host Audrey Bell-Kearney shares practical business ideas for aspiring entrepreneurs. Streaming Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m., this show is all about helping people start businesses for $500 or less. Audrey breaks down simple, affordable ways to turn ideas into income, because success starts with smart, strategic moves. Get ready to take action and build something great.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. Listen, it is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. We've had the heat on for like 3 months. That's unusual for Georgia, but it is beautiful today. 53 degrees going up to a lovely 73. I am excited about that. Let me tell you something. I am excited about that. That is beautiful. But anyway, I'm glad you guys are here with me today. Yesterday, I'm gonna get on with the show in a second. I got a good one for you today. But yesterday I did a show from a cafe, right? So my daughter said I was becoming a hermit. Now let me just take you back for a second. I've been an entrepreneur. This year makes 28 years. 26 of those 20, God, I can't believe I'm saying that. 26 of those 28 years have been full-time working from home. The first 2 years I had two full-time jobs and I was an entrepreneur. Then after my second full year of working, I left my job and I started to work full time from home. So I've been working full time from home for 28, 26 years, 27. Yeah. So I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, but I've been working from home for 26 years. And every time I say that, that just blows my mind. But she told me I was becoming a hermit, right? Now, I used to didn't be this way, but I'm much older because I said I've been an entrepreneur for 28 years. So that means I'm much older. I am much older and I really like being home. And so I'm home all the time. Now, I will go out to dinner with my husband. I'll go out with her. I'll go out with my friends. But for the most part, I like working from my house. So I was like, well, maybe I need to get out and get around people so, I can expose Good Morning Gwinnett even more. I do go to networking functions. I'm not that bad. I do go to networking functions, but I don't go out a lot. One, I have a lot of work to do. That's one thing. And I'm comfortable in my home office, which is very comfortable. It's not junky. It's very spiritual in my office. I feel good when I'm in my when I'm in my office. So I'm in my office all the time. But yesterday I decided to go to a local cafe, a coffee shop, but it's a big coffee shop and it's nice. And it was a lot of people there. It was very vibrant, and I did get some work done, but I couldn't work in peace because one, I was cold, and I was like, why do we have it so cold in here? It was cold in there, right? So I had to work with my jacket on the entire time, but I did work. And I was like, oh, maybe because they want you to buy coffee. It is a coffee shop. I did buy like a juice, but I don't drink coffee. So it was like, okay, I don't drink coffee. I really can't see myself paying $5 for a cup of tea. Like, for real, I just can't. When I can buy a whole box of tea bags and water is free. And yeah, I can't. Anyway, I couldn't see that, but I did pay $5 for a juice that I wanted to put back when it was like $5.50. I was like, for what? For some kind of juice. But anyway, the juice was good. So I worked from the cafe yesterday and I did the show from the cafe, but it was very short because I was like, I forgot my headphones, so I couldn't hear the music. It was a lot. So I don't know if I'm going to do the show from the cafe. I'll probably just do the show and then go to the cafe. The only problem with that is that it was so many people in there till I may not have nowhere to sit. But anyway, I'm gonna do my show and then I'm gonna go to the cafe because I like my office. I like how everything flows in my office. So it makes sense for me to do my show from my office and then go to the cafe later to be around people, if I so choose. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be around people. I don't know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, Mondays and Wednesdays. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But anyway, I'm glad to be back in my office, my home office, to with you today. And today I got a good one for you. This is the business blueprint. Today I'm going to be talking about how to start a freelance writing business. Now, for those of you who don't know, I decided to pivot the show to make it a show about blueprints, how to start a blueprint. I'm just going to tell you this real quick and then I'll get on with the show. Some years ago, there was a magazine that came out called The Millionaire Blueprint. I love that magazine. I collected every issue that they published by the original publisher. When the man died, when the publisher passed away and his children started to take over. I didn't like the way they did the magazine, so because it was just a bunch of ads. It was a horrible magazine after that. Like he made it a magazine that was really cool. Like it was a magazine that gave you like ideas. You got this look at an entrepreneur. You got to talk to you got to read the story of the entrepreneur, how they got started. The entrepreneur even listed like the resources and their phone numbers and how to contact. I thought that was the best magazine, hands down for me, right? And so I collected them. They're somewhere in my garage, but I had an epiphany one morning. I was laying in the bed and I was like, you know what? I want to make this show the best show it can be because I want people to be able to come here, learn something, and then go back and implement it and start something. Why? Because so many people right now, and I'm talking about thousands, are losing their jobs everywhere. People just losing their jobs, and they're running scared. They don't know what to do, and a lot of these people are highly skilled people. And it's like, what do I do now? People are crying on TikTok and Instagram. I lost my job. I don't know what I'm gonna do. How I'm gonna feed my kids? It's crazy. And a lot of them are highly skilled people. A lot of the times it's like, okay, I don't have the money to start a business. So I was like, okay, Audrey, let's do this. Let's do the business blueprint. Let's talk about businesses that people can start for $500 or less. Now, here's the thing: it's still income tax season, so if you haven't gotten your income tax yet back, you're gonna get that money. Do not blow the money on trips and dinner. Don't do that. Put the money into something that's gonna help you build something. I know I'm talking to somebody, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't know what to do. I want to go to dinner. I want to go on a trip. I want to take my kids to Disney World, and then come back after Disney World. And now you're crying. Don't do that. I get it. You gotta prolong that instant gratification for a little while longer until you build something. All right. Now let me just say this. This is a total disclaimer. I've been an entrepreneur for 28 years. Has it been easy? Absolutely not. That's why for 2 years I did it while I was working my full time job, two jobs to be exact. I was working my full time job, part time job, a full time job, and the business on the side. So it has not been easy, but I can tell you it has afforded me the opportunity of the type of freedom that I need in my life for 20 something years. So that's what makes me keep going. Now, the business I want to talk about today is starting a freelance writing business. Now, here's the thing about this, right? The tools that are out there right now makes this extremely easy, right? Now, there are some people who really need to have content out there in this world. They just won't do it. I talk to plenty of them all the time. They just will not put the content out because they feel like it's such a daunting task. And for them, it really is a daunting task because a lot of people cannot multitask. A lot of people cannot think about more than one thing at a time. So if they're focused on the thing I met this woman last Friday or Friday before last. Was it last Friday? It was Friday before last at the business over breakfast. She's a what does she do? Oh, she's a photographer. She's a photographer, and all she want to do is take pictures. And I'm saying to her, so she's sitting next to me, and I'm saying, "Why don't you try this one?" She's like, "Oh my God, I can see that you're a solutions oriented person." Yes, I am. She's like, "I know I need to do all these things, but I just want to take pictures." And that's what she went and she took some. She showed me some beautiful pictures. I'm talking about just lovely, lovely pictures. And but that's all she wanted to do. She just wanted to take pictures, but she needs content out there. She needs people to know about her. She needs story to be told. Like each picture that she takes should tell a story. If I were her marketing person, whenever she took a picture, I would ask the person that I'm taking a picture of, can I use one of these pictures on my website to tell a story about you? That's great content. Like, who is this person in this picture and why did they take this picture? I'm talking about, I saw some beautiful pictures. Like, she has a horse farm, beautiful pictures on the horse farm. I'm like, on the horse farm. I was like, those are beautiful pictures. So, where do you come in as a freelance freelance writer and starting this business? Well, they need you. They need you. They don't even know they need you. And you can do so many things. There are people. There's someone who I ghost wrote 2 books for. Like their name is on it. I did all the work and they paid me nice, right? Because they did not know how to put it together like I was going to put it together. They had seen my book, they seen my work, they've talked to me, they know who I am. I've ghostwritten 2 books, 2 of them in the last year, like year and a half. I did one last year, one the year before that, and one last year. So people will pay you to do these things, even though the tools are there. You still have to understand the tools. That's the part that they don't want to do. They don't want to sit down and learn something new, and that's okay because this is not how they're built. But you, the person who's passionate about writing, and the person who is, passionate about telling stories, that's where you come in at. You bring your strengths to their talents, your talents too, your talents and strengths to their talents. Y'all get together and y'all create something beautiful. I watched this series called Younger. When I tell y'all, I love that. First of all, they were in my space in publishing. I love everything about publishing and media. I just do. It makes me happy. I could not stop watching that series. It's called Younger, and it's about this woman who wanted to. She was in the publishing industry, but then she had her kid, and then she went off out of the industry for a while. When she got back in, she was 40 years old, and nobody would hire her because she was too old. So they was looking for the young, the young 26-year old. So she decided to say that she was 26 years old, and because she said that, she got the job. But they were all running this publishing company, and when I tell y'all, I watched that show with such intent, but I'm looking at the business of the show. I'm looking at the passion behind the people who are a part of the business. There are people out there who are definitely they're so passionate about what they do, right? And you as a freelance writer, you're probably passionate about what you do. When you bring the two together, you make beautiful music. So you might say, Audrey, I don't know how to start a business. Well, here's the thing about the business blueprint. On the website, goodmorninggwinnett.com, everything you need is there. I want to give you the beginnings, like what does it take, how much is it going to cost, but you can go there and look at the blueprint and it's going to tell you how to get started. Now, you can write blog posts for people, you can write articles for people, you can do website copy for people, you can do press releases for people, you can do social media content for people, you can ghostwrite books for people, email marketing sequences. It's so much you can do. And the thing about it is they have the tools to do it. They do, but they don't have the tools, don't have the personal touch. The tools don't have that, hey, if the person is not like me, right? Like I can sit here and I can say, dude, like I give you a prime example. On the show, I'm going to back to interviewing people on Fridays, right? And I was like, okay, I need to put a form on my site. And I went to Chat GPT and I was like, I need a form, I needed to do this, to do all these things, right? I need to put it on the site, it needs to be embeddable, blah blah. And Chat GPT told me, okay, here's what you need to do, but you have to know how to ask a question. Have to know how to do the prompt. So because I know how to prompt, it's easy for me to go to Chat GPT and say, hey, I need to do this thing, this thing. If that person is not like that, they're not going to get the outcome that they're looking for. So even though they can use the tools to write, if they don't know how to do the correct prompting, it's not going to come out right. Not only that, they may need like a real human touch. This is where you come in, and I know you're saying, well, Audrey, now I got to compete against AI. You do, but you can also leverage AI. And here's how you can leverage it. You know that you're a great writer, right? You write and then you tell AI, hey, enhance this for me. I wrote this. This is my original piece. I need you to enhance it, put more feeling into it, put some humor into it. That's how you leverage AI. So you come back with, and I do this all the time. Because I'm funny. I think I'm funny. I like to crack jokes, right? And for me, sometimes I need a little bit of humor infused into what I'm doing because even though I think I'm funny, and I might not be funny, even though I think I'm funny, sometimes I'm really analytical, which I did not know until somebody pointed it out. Like quite a few people pointed out, like you're really analytical. I'm like, me? I never thought that. But when I took a step back and looked at it, I am. So when I do my writing, sometimes I have to tell it how to write. Like I want you to add some humor in there, add a little sarcasm in there. Like I'll write it and I'll say rewrite this and add it in. Put it in the places where it fit. AI will do that for you. Not only that, my chat GPT is trained on me. It's trained to understand my voice. So, you can go in there, you can write it, and then you can say, after talking to that person, you can kind of get a sense of who they are, you know, interview them a little bit, get a sense of who they are. And then when you do the article, you include their personality into the article based on what you have learned about them. And you can leverage AI to help you do that so effectively. Now let's talk about this. Who's your clients? Your ideal clients. It could be the photographer that I just talked about. She needs content, right? She needs content. She doesn't want to do content. She just want to take pictures. It could be authors, people who are trying to publish stuff. It could be marketing agencies. It could be publicity agencies. It could be startups who definitely need a whole bunch of content. They need it, right? Corporations and enterprises. I know you said, well, they probably got somebody on staff. They may have somebody on staff, but they may not. So many corporations are laying off right now. To that, that's a foot in for you to step in as a freelancer. Now, what I will say is, if you work in corporate or enterprise or an enterprise setting, and you know that this is your strength, you may want to say, and they lay you off, you may want to double back and say, hey, I know you just laid me off, but how about I work for you as a freelancer? Now they don't have to pay you over. They don't have to pay for health benefits and unemployment insurance. They don't have to pay for all that because now you become an independent freelancer business owner for them or a contractor, and they don't have to pay all of that stuff. But they can still utilize your service. They know your work. So go back and say, hey, I know that you're doing this layoff, and I know that I'm part of that layoff. But hey, a cut, a firing, or whatever it is they calling it right now. I would like to come back as a freelancer. And here's my proposal. Corporations may say their corporation. I have heard business people say, I left the job only to make my job my client. Let me say that again because somebody missed it. I've heard people say they have left the job only to go back and make that job their client. And here's why the job said yes, because they know they probably cut them and they were really good anyway, right? But at the end of the day, it was like their bottom line. They didn't have to pay all of the things that they paid for you because you're an employee now as an independent contractor or freelance or whatever that is. They don't have to pay all of those fees. So they can bring you back, pay you the kind of money that you want. They just don't have to pay all that other stuff, right? And then they can let you go when they want to. Contract is over. The contract will be for 3 months, not 3 years. All right. Content platforms and blogs. I create a lot of content for Good Morning Gwinnett. If you go to the website, goodmorninggwinnett.com, you'll see all of the content. But I use tools to do that. But I do want some people to come on board with me because I want some more fresh content that I'm not thinking about. And I keep thinking about, man, I can't wait till I build my team like Imperial Publishing on Younger. That was the name of the company, Imperial Publishing. I can't wait till I build my team. And it's going to be a small team of maybe 3 people. I can't wait till I build my team of 3 people for Good Morning Gwinnett. And we start writing like really good content. Like they can go out in the community and get more community. Because I'm not out in the community. I told y'all, my daughter says I'm a hermit. I'm not out in the community enough. I want more community stories, but I need somebody to go out there and do it. I'm not that person. But there are people, you as a freelancer, you may say, okay, I'm gonna go out in my community, I'm gonna find out what's going on, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna sell articles. Because you can write articles, just go out and write them and just sell them to people. Hey, wrote this article, you could put a watermark all over it, thought you might want it, you could tag the people in it. It's so many things. Nonprofits. Now, let me say this about nonprofits. A lot of them don't have money. And with our current administration, a lot of their government funding has been pulled. So you may get a chance to freelance for them, and they probably had to lay off some people. So you may be stepping into a situation where they really need you, but they can't afford to bring you on as an employee. But they can definitely bring you on for like 5 articles or 5 stories where they can just pay you a lump sum. Now they got 5. Listen, you could put together a package and present it. I'm gonna create you 12 pieces of content, and you can put out 1 piece a month in your newsletter, right? And you give them a flat fee for that. You come up with a calendar, you do create the content, you give them a flat fee, and you send it to them. All they got to do is push it out. Just that simple. Or for people that want to put out content on a weekly basis, I'm going to create 52 pieces of content for you. You can put out a piece every day. And then somebody may say, oh, I want some content every day. I'm going to create 365 pieces of content for you. And this is how much it's going to cost you. You pay this fee and I get it to you. I send you out 30 pieces a month. That's a contract. And this contract can be canceled at any time. So nonprofits, organization, e-commerce businesses. If I had an e-commerce store right now, each piece, and I had original stuff that I created, each piece of my content, each piece of my apparel or product would tell a story. Why? Because story sells. They do. So these are your potential clients: corporations, enterprises, startups, marketing agencies, e-commerce business, nonprofits, blogging content platforms. They need content, right? They need your help. Now let's talk about how much it's gonna cost you. All right, I said under $500, so let's talk about it for a second. You need a website. If you're gonna, you listen. I know you want to put your Facebook page up, your Instagram page up, your TikTok. You need a website, at least a landing page. If you don't do a website, you should at least have a landing page. But it should be yours, your.com. What me, audreyfreelancer.com. It should be you. And here's the thing: you may even want to include the domain name. It could be audreyfreelance solutions.com, because now the freelance is in there and people know that's what you do, right? abkfreelancing.com. That's me, Audrey Bell-Kearney. If I were doing that. All right. So you need a website and a domain name. Now, that's going to cost you roughly $100, maybe $150 annually for your domain name and your website, because you got to pay for that. All right. If you want to use Chat GPT, I use Chat GPT, but they got a whole bunch of them. They got Jasper, they got Grammarly, they got Chat GPT, they got Gemini, they got Grok, they got so many. I happen to like Chat GPT. They got Perplexity. And go back and look at my other episode about Perplexity because Perplexity is more of a research tool. Now, if you're going to be writing research papers as a freelance writer, right? Perplexity may be the best platform for you. If you're going to be writing research papers for clients, you're going to do the research, put it all together, make these white papers and stuff like that. Perplexity may be a good platform for you, but it's only $20 a month. I pay $20 a month for Chat GPT and I love it. um you want to I'm not going to tell you to do a free website. I'm not telling you to do that now, but if you do want to do some freelance writing for free, you can start like a Medium page, or you can start a Substack newsletter. I mean, that could be your business because you're writing about the stuff and it's on somebody else's platform. I just happen to like my own website. That's all. Because if somebody decide at any time they want to shut down, like a Substack or a Medium or whatever, it gets bought out and people hate it, all your content is gone. That's why I say put your content on a website. If you're writing for other people, you know, um, then you can put it on their website. But if you're writing for yourself, you want it on your own WordPress website. Now, if you have a if you're putting out your business card for your website, yeah, you can still have an Instagram page, yeah, you can still have a TikTok page, but you need your own website because we know what happened in January when TikTok went down. My friends was telling me, "Oh my God, TikTok is gone." Now I like TikTok because I like to laugh. Right? I don't do any business. I don't even buy anything off TikTok. I just go there because it's funny to me. But TikTok went down. Can you imagine all of the people who had their entire business attached to TikTok? Can you imagine having your page where people find you just on TikTok and it's going down, they can't find you? Get your own website, at least a landing page, and you can use Card, CARDD.co. Card has some beautiful templates that you can just put up a beautiful landing page, and it takes you about an hour. All right. You got to register your business, LLC, or a sole proprietor. Now, I'm going to tell you I will do an LLC. You may want to check with your tax professional if you're planning on doing something different than what I'm doing. I have an LLC. I have 2 or 3 LLCs. You may want to do something different, but go talk to your tax professional so they can tell you how to structure your business properly. LLC normally suffice. You know, I wouldn't say do a sole proprietorship because you may write something that may cause you to be sued and then they can sue you and take all your stuff. So you do an LLC to protect yourself. So all your writing is under your LLC. Some people are going to be cheap. They're not going to want to spend $100 or $150, whatever your state cost is for you to start your LLC. So they're going to go sole proprietorship and they're going to put themselves in harm's way if something that they write, even though they may get hired to write it, they wrote it. Unless the person say, "Oh, because the person, I didn't write that. My writer wrote that." Check with your financial advisor and say, "Hey, which entity would be better for me to launch my business?" I'm thinking LLC will be good, but maybe not. All right, you want to buy some business cards. Now I know people say stuff like business cards are outdated. I love business cards. You know why? Because people will pick up my business card and they'll feel like the raised ink on the card. Now, this is a nice card. I know because it's got raised ink. And they won't throw it away. Why? Because the ink is raised and they're going to keep it. A regular business card, they may throw away. I don't throw away business cards. I know people got the digital business card and all that stuff. I get it. They got all that. I happen not to like that. I mean, because people say, "Hey, or you scan my card." I scan somebody's digital business card. It goes inside of my phone and I never know who they are again. Like once it goes in there, because I have 5,000 names in my phone, I don't know who they are. I can't remember anything. And I know I could put a note and all that, but I'm not even looking for them at that point. Business cards, I come in here, I put them in my newsletter list and I put them in certain categories inside of my computer system. So I have business cards. So that may cost you $50 for some business cards. Um Again, writing software, I use ChatGPT. You may want to take some training. You may want to go out and get you some training on how to start a business and how to start a freelance business. I would say take some training. Go to Udemy and take a course. Now Udemy courses are about $12 and up. I have a whole library of Udemy courses that I've paid for. A lot of them I haven't taken that I need to take. Go to Udemy, take a course so you'll understand, okay, this is what freelancers do, right? You can understand, take the course, pay the money to take the course. It's like $12, $14, $20, $50, whatever it is, take the course. I use Udemy a lot. I have used Coursera. once, but I use Udemy a lot. Now, let's talk about some pros and cons of starting a freelance writing business. The pros: low startup costs. Remember, this show is about $500 or less. High demand for content. The demand is high. You can work remotely. That's a pro. The tools, the AI tools right now are amazing. And you can scale with agency and passive income. You can. Now, let's talk about some of the cons. Income may be inconsistent. Yes, you got to go knock on doors. You got to network. You got to tell people why they need to have content out there. Yes. Find clients take a lot of time. But that's in any business. It's in any business. It requires a lot of self discipline and a lot of self marketing. I can tell you one of my biggest weaknesses is self promotion. Let me say that again. One of my biggest weaknesses as an entrepreneur is self marketing and self promotion. I suck at that. I'm not the person who likes to talk about themselves. I am so bad at that. And if you're like me, don't it's going to be tough. So you're going to have some type of budget probably to run ads so you don't have to actually go out there and self promote yourself. Or you got to find somebody that you can send out on your behalf to go out there and promote the business. If you're not like my daughter says I'm a hermit. If I'm a hermit, I'm not out self promoting myself. I'm talking to you, but I'm not out in the streets like, hey, not all the time. I'm out there a little bit, but I'm not out there nearly as much as I should be because I'm a terrible self promoter. And I need to reframe that, but I am. And I needed you to know that. The other con is just like you can use AI tools for, to enhance efficiency and productivity. There's a lot of AI content out there, and a lot of it may need some heavy editing. Now, when I create my content, I think it's great. I do the right prompts. I'm like, it'd be so good. I'd be like, yeah, this is great. Like I wrote, like, even yesterday, I talked about my experience going to the cafe, why I went to the cafe, and then I shot it over to ChatGPT and I said, enhance this. You know, tell why it's good to get out the house. Right? I told my story. Now tell why it's good to get out the house. The other thing too is learning SEO and niche writing, that can take time. So if you're going to be trying to do content for your own site as a freelance writer, you want to make sure that you're learning some SEO techniques. And that could take a little bit of time. I can tell you though, there's some great tools for that too. Like whenever I do my articles for Good Morning Gwinnett website, I have tools that are built into my system. Right now, my headline is on 47 out of 100. That sucks. It's in the orange. It's not in the green. So now I got to go back and tweak the headline because I want it to be in the green. Sometimes I never get the headline in the green. It stays in the orange. My SEO for the website in general, it's at a 13 out of 100. That is really, really bad. So I have to go back and fix that as well and make sure that I get to the green. Like 70 is in the green. I'm like, okay, sometimes I can't get there, but for the most part, I can. So, let me just say this. If you want to start a freelance writing business because you love what you do, um, journey, it's a good time. You may even want to just start something for yourself. Good Morning Gwinnett is my baby. Y'all hear me say that all the time, but it's my baby because I love what I do. And so I love creating content for this platform. I love sharing wisdom. I love talking on the podcast. It's my baby. And I tweak all day long, y'all. It's terrible. I'm a tweaker. I'm always trying to fix something. I'm always trying to, add something and see what makes it better. That's what I do. But as a freelancer, you may say, well, I don't want to do this for myself. I want to support other people, right? And you just have to make sure you get out there and let them know that you're out there. You may even want to say, you know what? I only write fiction. I tell stories for people's brand. That's all I do. And I create fictional stories around people because you can do that. You can create complete stories around a brand and embed the brand inside the story. I don't know if anybody's doing that, but as a freelance writer, you could. If I got some cocoa butter lotion right here, right? Can you imagine me telling the story about the story of how the cocoa butter came from the coconut cocoa plant over in St. Lucia with it because they got cocoa trees. They got cocoa farms over in St. Lucia. That's why I said that. But there's a cocoa farm over in St. Lucia, and I met Raphael. He was there. He took me on a tour of the cocoa farm, and because I was on the cocoa farm, I decided I wanted to launch a hand cream because they had. That's a story, and inside the story is my cocoa butter hand cream. But it tells a story how I met Raphael in St. Lucia on the cocoa farm on a tour, and it tells a story. You can tell stories for people. They can be fiction or nonfiction. Just you can create death water, right? Death water is water. That's all it is. But they made the can look like it was something like, if you don't drink this, you're gonna die. It's crazy. It's a $1 billion company selling water in a can. I thought it was genius. You can be that person for somebody. You can be that genius for somebody. You can help them write content, create the content, tell stories that are just amazing for somebody. Help them build a brand around great content. And you are the person who can help them do that. Or you can do it for yourself. You can do it for yourself. Whew, okay, I feel like I've been talking a lot. You know why I be talking a lot? Because I can't put music in my show anymore because Spreaker said they're gonna delete it. So I was like, okay. All right, listen. There's a full blown article that will be published at the end of the show. So by the time you get finished listening to the entire show, go over there and check out the article at goodmorninggwinnett.com. You can read through everything. And everything that I've talked about plus more is there for you to read. I hope that this helped you. I hope that you start your freelance business. I hope you are extremely successful. And I hope to see you one day, because I might even do a blueprint conference. I don't know. I hate doing events. I don't even know why I'm saying it, but I might. I might. All right, that's all I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow. Listen, be sure to share this show with a friend. I thank you so much for just listening in. Share the show with a friend. Somebody is looking for an opportunity right now, and this is a show that they may be looking for. Share it with 2 friends. Subscribe to the show wherever you listen to it. Be sure to go to Good Morning Gwinnett on YouTube and subscribe. I'm trying to get to that 1,000. I'm going to get to that 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Yes, and I will be bringing people on the blueprint. Yes, this is going to be a game changer, I believe. So the Good Morning Gwinnett presents the blueprint. I will be bringing on guests probably starting in March to come on the show and talk about how they got started, why they got started, pros and cons. Just like I do the blueprint on the website, the interview is going to be very similar. So be sure to subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode, and share it with a friend. Listen, I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, everybody.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Business Blueprint on Good Morning Gwinnett. Thank you for tuning in and spending time with us. If you found value in today's show, consider supporting us for just $5.99 a month. Every contribution helps keep this content coming your way. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Good Morning Gwinnett for even more great content. And if you know someone who could use this information, share the show with at least 2 friends. Let's grow this community together. Until next time, stay inspired and keep building your blueprint for success.